no one said this was a professional operation, okay?
Are you on Tinder and not Peanuts?
Wrong app. Marissa.
Wrong. Yeah.
This is Girl Same with your host, Brittinie. Girl. Girl Same.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Girl Same, our Girls Night podcast. I'm Brittinie, your host, and I am here with Marissa and Nikki. First, I just wanted to point out that I feel like this is a great time to have a girls' night because I just survived winter break. Like, I feel like we just survived it.
Yep.
I feel like I deserve a medal.
Yeah.
I have PTSD for sure.
Yep.
They've been back in school for a week, and I'm still processing how that went. It was rough.
Yep.
It was
I
really
feel
rough.
you. I feel you.
We were talking about how when we were kids, we had like a week. We had a week break.
Yes. We were just talking about that, my husband and I. Like, now it's this full 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I don't want it.
I don't want it either.
Except I'm a teacher assistant. So I want them to go back, but I want to enjoy my 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready to go back.
Like, either way, it's
every teacher's like, no, stay with your mom. Stay with your mom. But I'm like, but I am the mom.
I can't escape them either way.
I'm bold. I don't want either right now.
Like last winter, we were a lot more active. Like we went and did stuff, so it wasn't so bad. And I don't know what was going on, but this break, I just had no motivation to do anything. And it was super, super lazy.
Yep.
And that definitely backfired.
Yep.
Didn't help me at all.
Yep.
Okay, I'm excited to get started because I just really want to share some of these stories with you. So, quick introductions. Marissa is here again with Nikki. And Nikki, I met Nikki through the Peanut app. And you actually just went on your first hot mess mission.
Yes, I did.
Did
and
you like it?
I loved it. I went in, I was a little nervous, but I went in and it wasn't what I expected. You know, everybody was so chill.
Right?
Not one person was like, I don't know. I thought maybe there would be some people that judged, not that I was judging or anything, but I didn't know because, I don't know, there's all different types of people out there. And I walked in, everybody just balls to the wall, like went in and was like, oh, you want me there? Got it. I got you. And I went in and I'm like, this is what it's about. You know, stepping in and helping people who need it, and
Period. And not judging,
no
and
judging.
not making it. Just get it
do
done.
it. Like, just do it. Just go in, do your thing, get out. Like, and it was awesome. I thought about it all day. I'm like, that was incredible. Like what you guys do.
That.
Yeah.
Isn't that so cool? Like, I'm smiling ear to ear because that makes me so happy because that's what I want to hear.
But also, let me just say this too. My husband was like, because I have OCD, and my husband's like, so hold up. You have OCD and you cringe when I leave one piece of mail on the counter, but you went in, no issues. I'm like, but it wasn't my place. That's not my space. That's their space. Like,
it's totally different.
It's totally different. It's totally different. And sometimes organizing, I find really relaxing.
You find organizing relaxing?
Do sometimes, yeah.
I mean, Marissa, did you want to see if maybe she wants to come hang out for a little bit?
I do. I don't know what it is. I just get in and I tune everything out. I put on some music and I just go through and I don't know.
So we are going to talk about the friend apps.
Yeah.
The friend finding apps. And actually, when I was kind of like looking into it a little bit more with for this episode and everything, I was surprised there's so many out there.
There's a lot.
I did not realize. I've really only stuck to Peanut and Bumble BFF. And I think that's all I've ever really done.
Yeah. So honestly, Peanut's the only one I've done.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I've met friends on Facebook. There was a group that got started called Mom's Meetup.
Okay.
And so when I first moved here from New York, we all met up there. And so I don't know, post-COVID, on a whim, laying bored at 10 o'clock, I was like, I'm going to go on Peanut. It was like an ad. And I was like, I'm just going to go on Peanut. And I went on and It was
And
an
met me?
experience. And I met
And then
you.
you're like, why do I even need to be on here anymore?
Well, honestly, though, I capped at you. Like, I met you and one other person. You were the second person. And I was like, all right, done. I'm off. Like, that's it.
That's enough
'Cause
friends.
The first one was a disaster.
Oh, no.
It was a full disaster. and then I met you. And, I talked to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But it was... I don't have time for all of it.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And then you get all these like people randomly messaging you, and then you're trying to keep up. And I'm like, I don't even have time to keep up with family to try to like catch up with everybody. I'm like, I told you, I was like, this is my husband. I was like, this is getting annoying. Not annoying, getting overwhelming.
It does get
It was
overwhelming.
getting overwhelming with all the stuff. And I'm like, okay, I found one.
Yeah.
I found one.
All done.
One done.
So I definitely want to hear about the one before, but before we do that, I want to explain. So in case anybody doesn't know, so the Peanut app is specifically for moms. Mm-hmm. And then the other one that I've used, have either of you used? You haven't used it, Bumble BFF?
Mm-mm.
I downloaded it, but then I deleted it immediately.
Checked it out and I'm out.
It was a man. The first person they wanted me to talk to was a man.
Were you on
Wait.
Bumble or Bumble BFF?
No, it was Bumble BFF. I made sure.
Because is Peanut just women? I think it's just moms, right?
It's
Peanut.
Peanut is just moms.
Multiple men matched with me on Bumble BFF.
Sure you weren't on Tinder?
Once again, we come back to Marissa's on the wrong app.
Whoops.
Your husband's like, why are all these men sending half naked pictures to you? And you're like, I don't know. It's a friend app. It's weird.
Yeah. This is weird. I guess I swiped left. I don't know. Whoops.
The thing is for me with Peanut. So I guess I'll tell you this from the start. So funny story about you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
When, so Bumble BFF, you swipe left to say no and swipe right if you want to be friends. But
you
with
were
the,
trying to ditch me.
well, with the Peanut app, with the Peanut app. Hold on.
Oh, juicy.
With the Peanut app, you swipe down to say no and swipe up to say yes.
Yeah.
And in your profile, I honestly didn't think that we were going to click like we have clicked.
Yeah.
But when I swipe,
Still early, girl.
I meant to swipe
Still
no.
early. Jury's out.
But I'm so glad I didn't.
I'm glad. Look at that. Yeah. Look.
Good. No, because there was a couple of things. There was like,
why did you agree to go out with me?
well, because when we
got talking.
wait, because the thing is, there wasn't anything in there that was like ew, like I don't like this person.
Maybe.
But in the one, I didn't have a ton of like good times with Peanut app. I feel for me, the moms, because it is just all moms, I feel like a lot of the women on there, like being a mom is their personality. And
That's what you're trying to get away from.
like that's not my personality.
Yes.
I just also
There's
have
more.
kids. Like I'm also a mom,
Yes.
And when I was looking for friends, that was so important to me because I feel like I need friends to pull me out of being a mom.
Yes.
And a lot of those moms on there are just like, that is who they are.
Yeah.
And that's all they can talk about. And that's all the input they have. And it's just, you know, so I was already kind of over that app. And then when yours came up, there was something about like hiking and there was one other thing. And I'm like, when people put that in their profile, to me, that's like a personality trait. So I'm like, this person's going to be like, you want to go like do yoga at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to be like, no.
I have thoughts of doing it, but it hasn't happened. Let me just say, I have a spin bike collecting dust and laundry. So there's
Mine's in the garage collecting garage dust. So
yeah, pipe dreams. Pipe dreams.
Well, I gave mine away, so you guys are doing better than me.
or are you doing better than us because
Yeah,
you've
exactly.
accepted
You just accepted this is not happening. It's not for me. That's not my life.
you're doing better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I did, but I'm obviously it
Well,
worked out
I'm
really well.
so glad you made that error.
I mean, But if you think about it, it's funny because doesn't that go to show that you cannot
You don't
judge off of these tiny little bios?
I think that's also what I had a hard time with, because can you really tell? I mean, people could put anything. They could say, "Oh yeah, I love to hike." I mean, I did. I do love to hike, and I love to hike with my family. But I mean, I wouldn't say that's my pastime,
Right.
You know. And so I think, I don't know. I don't feel like I got a real true side of people, and I'm a very upfront, bold, like, tell me how it is, and I don't feel like I got that from a lot of people. I got a lot of fluff, and I'm like,
and it takes
a lot
fluff to get through the fluff. Yeah. A lot of work and a lot of time, and people are so guarded. And
they are. Yeah. Well, and the other thing was, a lot of times I'm like, okay, you want to meet up, and they're like, I'm not ready yet. I'm like, I'm done. Like, because I'm not gonna do this year-long back and forth, like, long distance thing. Like, let's meet up for a drink, or let's call it what it is.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking for that texting buddy.
Yeah, and I don't have time for that. You know, and yeah,
a lot of people are looking for that, and I was definitely looking for like actual physical, like a friendship that would like come to my house and we could go get dinner, and a lot of it was just back and forth, and I mean, a little bit, right, to get comfortable, but like,
I also don't like to. You're instantly judging by the look, I feel like.
Yeah,
because it's the pictures that you look at. So unless you go to their profile and like read all the stuff, you're going by what they look like,
right? That's exactly what I told Brittinie. When I was on Peanut and I was swiping, I came to this picture of this girl, and she was gorgeous in this red dress and these high heels on this rooftop looking over, and I swiped because there's no way that she would be okay with me.
That probably was like one New Year's like themed party.
I know, but I just imagine her life is fabulous, and I'm at home in sweatpants.
Oh, girl, you're fabulous. Stop.
She's like, I would be a disappointment.
Yeah, she doesn't look like a hot mess. So I'm moving on.
I did. I swiped because she intimidated me.
But that's true though. Like you're basing it on it first. I mean, let's be real. Like, you're looking at these people, and I feel like, I don't know. I felt like I was judging too much, and I'm like, you're not getting a true feel for these people, and I'm more face to face. I need to know you. I need to feel your vibe. I need to feel your energy.
Right.
And that's how it is if we're going to vibe or not. So.
Well, and then that's the thing too. So like, a lot of people list in their bios, they're like, you know, I love The Office, pizza, working out, coffee. I'm like, those are not, that's
things.
not a characteristic.
That's
not like a, you know what I mean? That's
coffee is to live. Like, but what else? What are you? Who are you?
Well, I don't drink coffee.
All right, you know what? You should have swiped down.
See, if I put that in my profile.
I should have swiped down.
No coffee.
Nope.
But that's the thing is, people post that, and then I'm like, okay, well, I mean, if you like The Office, that doesn't mean I'm gonna like you.
Right. You know? I mean, I like The Office, but I don't like you.
Right. I also like pizza. Might not like you. You know. So it's
right.
It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
When people list that stuff, and that I feel like is, I would say like 90%, if not more, of the bios. It is just like 5 things I like, 5 things I don't like, and I'm supposed to base whether or not we can be friends off of that.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. And then I remembered. So I actually, have you ever heard of Meetup?
No.
Yes. Oh, okay. I have done other ones.
Okay.
So I met my other good friend who's now out in Colorado from Meetup.
Okay.
I did like Meetup.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it felt a little different.
Yes.
Meetup. You could do groups.
Yes.
Right? Wasn't Meetup where you could do groups, and then, and I can't remember, because I'm talking, this is like probably 10 years ago I met her on it. And it almost felt like kind of maybe like MySpace. I don't know. And there was groups, and then I met her, and I went on this awkward thing with another girl, and we were like, bye. And we went off our own way.
Right. And that's how the best friendships are made, right there.
We like kind of give each other little winks, like, this is not it. This is not the one. You're the one, but you're not the one.
and we agree she's not the one. So like best friends, instant, right?
Let's do this. Yeah, I forgot about Meetup.
It was a long time ago,
It was.
it's still out there actually. Because when I was looking up stuff, I was surprised it's still going. Because that was before like all the friend app and dating apps weren't as big and stuff like that. And when I was in California, we used that, and it was totally different because it was like a group of people, and the first one we went to was at someone's house for like a Friendsgiving, and it was like 15 people at their house that they never met, and and then from there you kind of find the people you like in the group.
Yes, that's how it was. We went to a restaurant, and then
That
there were
sounds
some
safer.
people, and there was some that I very clearly didn't like me. I mean, you could just tell, and we just all kind of went off our ways, and her and I continued, and yeah.
Are you on the mom? What is it? I always forget what it's called.
The Triad Stay-at-Home Mom and Working chat group.
I'm on that one in the Winston-Salem area moms
Okay.
or something. And then the
I didn't
moms
know there
after
was.
dark.
Ooh.
Can we get a list of the ones you're on? Because I'm
girl,
not on any
the
of
moms
those.
after dark. You got to go on that one.
That sounds like a fun time. I want to go on that one.
There's a lot of stuff and a lot of drama that I'm like eating popcorn. I'm like, ooh, I like this.
Now that group also started, or maybe they did it before, I think, and they restarted, but they have like a mom's brunch or like a meetup.
They're doing that again now. Yeah.
Because we both signed up for it and then we unsigned up for it.
And then why don't you just go and have your own little brunch?
What was the reason?
Well, it was because we were doing stuff the night before.
That's right. We couldn't be people again by that time.
Yeah. Well, in the right headspace.
Oh, I get it. Yep.
Because I signed up for it because I was being, ambitious.
I signed up for it because I saw Brittinie was signed up for it.
That's what I was going
Where
to
is
say. On the stay-at-home mom triad Facebook.
Yeah. They're doing the brunches, and I do want to go to one.
I do too.
Yeah.
I just have to find one that's close to me and on a good day.
And on can you
really
put that in there?
narrowing it down there? Create one. I bet somebody would go.
If I went to one of these meetup things, if like either of you were there, I wouldn't talk to anybody else. So we can't go to the same one. We're never gonna make other friends, guys.
Unless somebody like vibes.
Yeah.
You never know. Somebody
Yeah.
might. You never know.
You have high hopes.
Or you could have a dud like I had off of Peanut. Like you just never know.
okay, can we hear that story?
It's
I would
embarrassing.
like to hear that
It's
story.
important because it was me. She hated me. Okay,
Someone
listen.
hates you.
Listen, I'm a lot.
No.
And I'm a lot. And I thought we were vibing. I thought we were having a good old time. And we went for coffee and a light breakfast, like muffins. And we were talking, and she seemed really chill. And we were there probably half hour. I'm going to give it a half hour. Okay. I'm going to be nice.
It?
Girl.
30 minutes?
Girl. This is bad. She looked at me. I'm mid-muffin.
Mid-muffin?
I'm mid-muffin.
She didn't let you finish your muffin?
She looked at me. She goes, "Are you done yet?" And I go,
Damn.
I mean, I guess I said,
This is why I don't leave the house.
so listen. So I looked at her and I go, well, I guess I could finish this later. Why? And she said, "I'm going to head out." And I said, okay. So my car was pretty far and it was really cold out. And so we were walking, and I thought she said I could drive you to your car.
She didn't?
Nope. Okay, but hold up. Like, I didn't realize this yet. So here I am, my muffin, and walking down the road with her. I walked to her truck, got in her big old truck, and she just looked at me. She goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, "My car."
Oh,
She
my
goes,
God.
"Do you need a ride?" And I said, "I mean, are you?" I didn't know what to say. She goes, "Where's your car?" And I said, "It's at the parking ride. It's like the parking garage." So she drove me and like very clearly did not want to talk. And so I'm like, "Okay, well, this was nice." And she goes, "Yeah." And I got out of the car and that was it. I'm like, I got home and I go, I got dumped. Like, I'm not sure to take
definitely got dumped.
I got dumped.
You got-
And I like, you know, I don't even know if I want to eat this muffin now. Like, I'm ruined.
It's tainted.
It was done. It was done. And so just to see, because she was texting somebody, and so I'm like, you know what? I like to give people a benefit of the doubt. You
Her
know,
side chick.
No, I'm thinking maybe she had drama with her husband. Yeah, right, exactly. She's like, give me an excuse. My kid's throwing up. No, so I'm like, I told my husband, you know what? I'm going to give her a benefit of the doubt. Maybe some drama went down at home. Maybe like kids went wild and the husband can't handle it. I don't know. You know, anything can happen. So I texted her. I said, hey, I had a really good time. Let's get together another time. And she said, yeah, that'd be cool. Never heard from her again. Never. Because I never texted again. I said, I'm leaving it like this. Balls in your court. I'm not going to chase you.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I got ditched.
Oh man,
I
that's
got
hilarious.
ditched. And the thing is, she seemed like she was into the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, it was flowing. And so for a few days after, I did sit there and racked my brain, like, what could I have said? Like, I say a lot of stuff. A lot of shit comes out of my mouth because I have no filter. And I said, did I offend her? Did I say something? Because, I mean, it could happen. I mean, you know, I'm Nikki, and that's just my
Well,
life. But
if you were Marissa, you would be still to this day thinking about that moment.
That's my nightmare.
so we are. No, I'm like, no.
That would have done it for me.
Look, I've been bullied through high school, so I have just learned, I can brew on these things, but sometimes I'm like, you know what? She didn't like me. You don't vibe with everybody, right?
Yes.
I mean, you go places. I wasn't her cup of tea. It is what it is.
And that's been part of the process of starting this podcast, because I am the type of person, a people pleaser, and I need everyone to like me, and I will change who I am as a person so that you like me. Like, that's how I used to be. And I had to really, if I was going to do this podcast, like, accept the fact that not everybody who listens is going to enjoy this podcast.
Yep.
There are going to be people who don't like me, and that is okay. I tell myself that in the mirror every night.
Yep. Yep. And that's fine. I feel like as you age, you learn, though, to just let it go. And you know, my husband is a very chill person, right? So I'm trying to like learn from him, because it's taken a lot. Because I used to care a lot. I used to. And I mean, I still do. But he doesn't care about nothing.
That's how my husband is.
Right? Like, everything. He'd be like, oh, that person looked at me wrong. Did they? I'm like, they just gave you a look. And he goes, really? I'm like, oh, I'll be thinking about that for a few days. I'll be thinking about that look for a few days. And him, it's not even a thought in his head. And so I'm like, I need to be like that. Yeah. I need to have that chill, you know? And so
because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Like, even if that person looked you up and down and was like, who cares? You're never going to see that person again.
Well, okay, but let me just say, it was awkward in the truck. So, like, that moment was awkward, because I'm like, where did the wires cross? Like, I am hectic in my brain, but something got mixed. Like, the signals did not
If I was in,
I don't know. You said that you were the problem, but it really doesn't sound that way to me.
it doesn't.
I don't know, man.
If she couldn't even let you finish the conversation, let you finish your muffin.
I was mid-muffin. I was mid-bite. She just looked at me. She goes, you done yet? Like, did I get too big of a muffin? I'm looking at him like, did I pick a big muffin? Should I have picked a smaller snack?
Was it the muffin?
Was this what? Maybe it was muffin. Yep. She's like,
I will say, if I was in that truck, the entire like 2-minute drive, I would have been like, get me the hell out of this truck. Like, I would have been dying on the inside.
You know, I didn't really realize it until we got to the parking garage.
Oh, well, that's good.
Because I just talked her ear off. Okay, this is cool. We're riding. We're driving. I have zero social cues. Zero. And we get there, and when she was like, okay, bye, I'm like, oh, this I called my husband. I said, dude, this is bad. He said, what? I go, I just got dumped. Yeah. Like, almost as bad as she walking in and saw me. I was like, I don't like what she looks like. And walked out. Like, she did not like my personality.
And that is so much worse. We talked about that a little bit with Kayla. I think it was with Kayla. And there's nothing worse than being rejected as a friend from a female. Yep. Because, I mean, men, I mean, who cares? You know, but like, a woman. That's personal.
It is.
Like, that hurts my heart.
Right?
Cuts
What
right
did
through
I say to you? You know, I didn't give an attitude. Nothing.
I have to tell you, okay, getting back on the friend app thing, I have to tell you a couple of funny stories that I have had. One, I'm going to start with because it kind of reminds me of what you were telling. And I wasn't even planning on talking about it. I just remembered it.
Ooh.
So you know how it is, like when you've got a few conversations on there going, like, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll dive into the friends apps and I'll be like really on it for like 2-3 days, and then it just becomes a lot, and then I forget, and then I don't respond and whatever.
Yep.
And so I had a few conversations going with a couple people, but nothing was really like, I felt like, to be polite, I needed to keep conversating with these people, but I just wasn't feeling it. And there was this one lady, she had asked me to meet up, and I could not for the life of me, like, it just vanished. I don't know if we ever connected through text, or I don't even remember what happened. And then one time I was looking for a friend's name, Katie, and I typed it in, and I guess this girl's name was Katie, and I had saved it to my phone, so I accidentally text her instead of who I meant. And it was something about Ellie. She had done something at school, and I was just excited, and I said so. And then she's like, "Who is this?" And I didn't get that at first.
She deleted you.
She said, "She's no against matter." She said, "Who is this?" And then the second one was like, "Oh, is this that bitch from?" She said, "Is this that bitch from Bumble?" And I was like, "No,
No, who, me? I'm from Peanut.
it's not, because I have never been a bitch to anyone on Bumble." So no.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
moody.
And then she said, and I didn't respond. This was all like, you know, back to back. And then she goes, is this that bitch from Bumble? Yeah, lose my number.
Wow.
So
I would
do
have been
you-
like, okay, we're going to dig into this. Like, you already calling me. Now I need to know.
Right?
Now I need to know. I'm not going to let the truck go, but like, now I need to know what happened.
Do you
She's
know how
mad.
many hours I like racked my brain trying to figure out where I went wrong here? Because,
That I would have. She was big mad.
like, it's one thing to be like, I mean, I don't know if I just never finished like I just trailed off and I forgot to like finish a
Or
conversation.
like, did you set up a date?
I don't know.
You might have bailed on her. You might have been a no-show, and she was eating a muffin, and you never showed up. She was eating a muffin, and she said, "This bitch didn't show up." She bailed.
Because what else could I have possibly done? We've
That's
never
it.
met.
That's
How do you
the one.
like? I've never been like rude or anything to
I
anybody.
can't picture you being rude.
Thank you. I mean, I
I can see it a little bit.
can't, be,
Maybe.
but not on Bumble.
Maybe.
Marissa, no one's talking to you. This is between me
But
and
the
Nikki.
jury's still out.
So that was one that I had.
She must have gotten mixed up.
That's all I can think
That's
of.
it.
And she didn't say my name. She just said that bitch from Bumble.
Because she has you in as that bitch.
I said that bitch from Bumble's
That bitch
calling.
from Bumble.
So that was one that I had.
Wow.
And then I had matched with someone, and it turns out that she was actually it was her and her partner, her husband or boyfriend, and they were looking for a third person to have some fun with.
Oh, swingers.
Didn't know, wouldn't have swiped right.
Was
clearly.
this Peanut?
Yes, it was. I'm trying to think about it because it definitely was Peanut, because I remember thinking how odd
She
it
needs
was.
an upside down pineapple on her profile.
And there was none to indicate.
You
And
need to
she
indicate
had,
that.
it was all pictures of her and this man, and the man looked like really creepy. But I just thought like that's all the pictures that she had, you know. I don't know, I didn't think about it, but it was her and him, and we talked for a little bit, like a couple of days, and then she's like, "Oh, we should set up a time to meet." And then through that conversation she kept we, but not like me and her, we, and I'm like, who's we? And she's like, "Oh," and she named whatever his name was, and I'm like, that sounds like a man's name. Like, trying to figure out, like, you know, what's happening.
Yeah.
Her son? Like, I don't.
Yeah. Is she the personality?
Right?
That's crazy.
No.
That's ballsy.
Right? And she just went on about, like, this was what was happening. And I'm, okay,
I
let's
mean,
meet up. Let's hang
Listen,
out.
to each their own, but you kind of got to lead with that.
You got to let people
You got to
know.
say, I don't care. But lead with it. Be upfront with it. Say, hey, look, I'm looking for a swinger.
And maybe
Are
don't
you the
look
one?
on peanut. Yeah, that's
Like,
not
I
the
don't
right
know.
app,
Like,
man.
throw some kind of hint. Yeah.
I'm gonna reference you to Marissa and Tinder. That
That girl
that's
is ready.
the right app.
She may. Me, no. But lead with it.
The peanut app, wrong. You got the wrong impression.
See, there's all different types online.
You just don't know. And
You
like,
don't.
I read her profile, and I obviously thought that we would be a good match. So you can't really read too much into that. Like, you
Yep.
don't know.
Yep. No. That's awesome.
You could be invited to join a threesome. You don't know.
Tell your husband. So I set up a stop with a date through Peanut.
I don't think Coon would really be too mad about that.
He would be hilarious.
I'm sorry. What part of my husband is screaming he would be down for what, being a swinger?
No, but he would definitely make fun of it. Not make fun of
did.
it, but he would have fun of the situation.
He definitely,
You know?
He teased me for a
Yeah.
good while about that one.
And yeah.
He's like, you're really not great at reading people. I was like, I mean, apparently.
But they also need to lead with
Apparently.
it. Something like that. You don't just beat around the bush.
It's almost like they were tricking you into it.
I feel like
Like
that.
roping you into something.
Like, she never even named him. She was just saying we, and I caught onto it in
Yeah.
conversation. And I'm like,
No. Nope. That's a hard pass.
that's not. And then the last one I want to tell you was so funny because I've gotten a lot of these. Either you get the people who are like, you're like, hey, how's your weekend going? And they're like, great.
That's it. Or they'll say hi to you. And
Yeah.
so you respond, hey, hi, and they go, good, you? I'm like, good.
Mm-hmm. And it's always on you to lead the conversation.
That's it. I'm like, why did you message me?
Exactly.
You found me.
Yes. I mean, and I'll try. In the beginning, when I first was like really trying to find friends and stuff, like I would put in the effort and really try and drag them along in this conversation. But after a while, I was like, listen, you get two chances.
You get two
You
chances.
respond with something that either doesn't provide any way to continue this conversation,
Yeah.
or it's like very minimal. So like, good. How are you? Good.
Right.
And they're
Yeah.
just repeating your questions back
Yeah.
or whatever.
No real flow. I'm out. Yeah.
Too
I'm
much
with
work,
you. I
man.
had one girl I really liked talking to. Genuinely, like maybe I should have kept it as a texting thing because genuinely it was a really flowing conversation and it seemed like we really hit it off. And so when I finally said, hey, I would love to grab coffee, grab a drink, go to a park, something. And she said, yeah, sure. So I gave her my number. She never reached out. And yeah, it's so I was like, I don't understand what happened. I thought we were vibing. I thought this was a good flow. But she just, I don't think she wanted to meet. Maybe she wasn't ready face to face. And I don't know if it's people are still a little afraid with COVID. And so they just want an online presence. I don't know. But yeah. And that was it. No more.
I get stuff like that a lot on those apps, and it's like they're all gung ho like for a second,
All about it.
and then they just
Yeah.
like disappear.
Yeah. And that's why I kind
Yeah.
of got off real quick.
But on the opposite side of that, I did get a message one time.
Oh man.
And I always complain to Kuhn because I'm like, I don't like leading the conversation constantly. And I feel like if I'm putting that much work into it right off the bat, that like I'm going to have to put a lot of work into this relationship. And I'm just not looking for that anymore. It's 50-50. You need to put in the work with me, you know? And so I complained to him about it all the time. And literally one time I complained about it, and the very next message, this lady was like, hey, or I said it first. I was like, hey, how's your weekend going? And she's like, oh, it was pretty good. I got to go to a barbecue, which was really nice because I was sick for so long, you know, and I had to recover from surgery.
Oh
and
my
I've
goodness.
just been really like lonely.
She went in too far.
And I'm like really depressed. So it's just really nice getting out of the house. And I'm like,
Girl, bye. This is too much.
just
I wasn't
backed
ready
right
for
out of
all
that.
This is too much. You went
like,
too
dang,
far.
girl. I saw
I'm
a
not your
movie.
therapist. This isn't therapy. Like, I'm not ready for this.
I asked how you were.
I need to go in. Okay, there's a balance. Okay, give me more than hey, how are you, but more than I had surgery and I'm dying.
Happy medium.
Just something. Throw me a bone here.
And I remember looking at it and like sitting there thinking like, do I ask about the surgery, or like, I mean, are you like, where do I go with that?
Do you need something? Are you good?
Right? Like, can I help you?
Do you have a GoFundMe?
Sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah, sounds fun. Great.
Just like slide out the back door. Sounds like a great time.
Like those memes where like they slowly go into the bushes. Like, okay, mine was great, because then you don't want to talk about yours.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you don't want to gloat.
I mean, right? Like, I mean, I'm not
I had a
recovering
fabulous
from surgery.
weekend. I'm healthy. I'm feeling good. Nobody's sick.
Not that lonely.
It's all good,
So when she said it back, that was because she, and she's like, how about yours? And I'm like,
Not quite as eventful.
it was fine. Are you okay? though?
Are you good? Good. Blink if you need help. Blink.
And I'm not exaggerating when I say it was a paragraph, because it threw me, because you open it and I'm like,
You're
did
not
I
expecting
ask?
that.
And I scrolled to the top because that's how long it was. And I scroll up and I'm like, I asked how her weekend was, and that was all we've said so far. Literally, that was the first thing I said to this person.
Hi.
And I'm like scrolling through this thing. I'm like,
She sent an email. I don't know if I would read it.
no, I wrote.
No. Well, here's the deal. Again. Okay, girl. I'm bad. But listen, I'm sitting there. By the time I get to go on the phone, okay, after a day of working with kindergartners, I put my kids to bed. My one kid is just a lot. So finally, I put them all to bed. I get in there and I see that. My eyes want to roll. Like, I'm too tired. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Like, then
Keep it short with Nikki. Got it.
Until I get to know you, then go all in. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm sitting there. You have 10 messages. You want to read them all, but then it's one of those messages too where you're probably like, okay, let me read that later. That's a lot. Let me get back to that, and then you're gonna forget. I'll forget.
I do that all the time. And then someone, either one or two things happens. They text again about something else, and I see my unanswered text. And I'm like, oh shit. Or which happens a lot, is they will text and I'll be like, I need to think for a second. And then like the day goes by. And then I'm like, but my favorite is when I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh, I gotta send this TikTok to Marissa. It's so funny. And I'll go to send it and I was like, oh fuck, I never answered. I do that with people all the time. I'm like, I can't act like I'm like on TikTok. I'm ignoring your texts. It's not I'm ignoring it. I just haven't gotten back to it.
Those are the texts I like.
Well, it does. And then what I'll do, I'll be like, damn it. So then I'll wait for the TikTok and I'll go and I'll be like, yeah, no, sounds good. And then I'll send it. I'm like, so funny.
I love it. But those are the messages I like. Send me the videos. I get it. You can I send messages along. Like, you see these TikToks that say how you're feeling. You send it. Bam. That's it.
It says
That's
it all.
it. It's a wrap.
Right in there.
It's a wrap.
I'm learning a lot about being friends with Nikki in this episode.
No, there's more to it. Yeah, I'm allowed.
Keep it short. Keep it simple. Keep it going.
Until you get to know me, because then I could really get into it. But you gotta pick and choose.
Well, when people give you like these whole long things, it's hard. Like if one of you were to tell me that, like it would. This sounds bad, but it would mean something because I know you and I care about you.
You gotta set a foundation.
Didn't know this person, and I like, no offense, but I didn't care about you yet.
Like, are you done with your muffin yet?
The muffin.
Why are you in my
I'm
truck?
never eating a muffin again. My kids eat. I'm like, don't eat that muffin. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Mom starts twitching. You know?
I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Seriously. It was like a blueberry crumb.
You
right?
ordered
How
it.
can you hate on that?
The second you ordered that muffin,
Maybe
she was
I'm
like,
a loud eater.
she goes, blueberry. And then she was out. You lost her after that.
Maybe I'm a loud eater. I'm thinking maybe I'm a loud eater. I don't know. Also, she got talking about her husband, and I started giving her advice. Maybe she didn't want to hear it.
Maybe.
I'm starting to process. You're having me process this. I locked that up. Now it's coming out. I'm really thinking over here.
traumatized.
I'm really thinking
all
over
over
here.
again.
I'm like,
I would give anything to have seen what happened in that truck.
I think that's the best
Bad.
part of the story.
it was bad.
Happily.
It was bad. I was in the car. I was in my purse. We were
Holding your
talking.
little leftover muffin.
I was talking. I thought there was a conversation. Clearly, my muffin
Big ol'
all
smile.
wrapped up. Yeah, it was bad.
You're like, should we talk about like the next time we're gonna hang out? And she's like, I'll get back
It was
to
one
you.
of those, I'm like slowly getting out of the car. I'm opening the door. You know when you're on a date, right?
Right.
And they're about to drop you out. Like, do we kiss? Do we not kiss? So I'm like, do we pick another time? What do we do? What do we do? And so I'm going, well, this was nice.
Did you lean in for a kiss? Because that might have been.
I was like, so you want to meet my husband? So I'm like, this is nice. I had fun. She said, yeah, bye. I'm like, well, okay. Now I get it. And now I'm questioning if I really should have gotten your truck and if that was what was being the offer.
I feel like she didn't offer that, Nikki. I
don't know.
like you got confused.
Clearly.
I think I'm really glad we talked about the Friends apps and stuff because I feel like that is just it's just everyone has the same experiences on there. But then the funny thing is everybody relates. Then who are the people that we're talking about? You know what I mean?
They probably have a podcast about it. Yeah.
No, I know.
They probably have a podcast about us. This girl got a blueberry muffin. She gave me advice about my husband.
And then the girl
they
across
got
the
in my
room-
truck. They got in my truck and expect me to drive her. Like, girl, bye.
The girl across the room, she's like, blueberry. Ugh.
Oh.
God.
And she could have chewed louder.
The audacity of this bitch getting in my truck.
Exactly. She was probably so confused too when I opened that door. Like, let me tell you, the more I think about this, girl, I locked this up and it's coming out. I probably opened that door and she's like, what are you doing?
Can you imagine?
What? So where's your car? Not here. Not here.
You're like, it's cold. You're not gonna drive me. She's like,
I thought she was being nice. Okay.
she's like, you really aren't picking up what I'm putting down here, lady.
It was not. Zero social cues. Zero.
All right. So last question of the night. I asked her. I sent this to you before. Hopefully you've thought about it a little bit.
A lot.
What is
A lot.
what is the one thing you stopped giving a fuck about after 30?
So, I'm really glad you sent that in advance because
I do that for a reason.
Yeah. I really had to think about that because, I've mentioned earlier, I was bullied in high school really bad. So for a long time, I cared and I cared deeply about what people thought because I always thought no matter what I was, no matter who I was, what I did, what I wore, how I did it, I was judged and people did not like me. So I always felt like I had to put on the show of, okay, you're this person. Now I got to be who you are and I have to do this. And so for a long time, up until pretty recently, I had to turn it off because it stressed me out too much. And so there's two things. One thing I learned, and this seems probably artificial or whatever, I had to not care what people think of how I dress for who I am and what I want to do. If I want to be all dressy and go somewhere and people want to be all in sweatpants, I'm not going to care. I used to care too much about that.
Yeah.
And always worry about, well, what do I wear? What do I do? Because that's one of the things I would always be judged on. And so I learned, turn it off. You do you, right?
Right.
And the other one is how I parent. And a lot of people don't agree with it. I would get critiqued about a lot of things. And whether family or anyone, really, anywhere you go, all moms they've judged you, right?
Right.
And so I have enough guilt on myself about how I do things. I had to turn that off, those outside voices. So, but it took a long time. It took probably up until the past 3-4 years. I had to really, especially the parenting part. really turn it off.
That's what Marissa said. Marissa said for what she stopped
Yeah.
was that, and I think that definitely resonates with a lot of people, because it's hard, because everyone has a say, everyone has a thought, everyone has an opinion on all of that, and it's really hard to block it out and trust your own instincts and your own gut.
It's very hard.
And just stop caring what everybody else thinks about it.
It was hard. It's hard. For the most part, I'm probably always going to have makeup on. Like, I am.
We saw how you came to Hot Mess.
But, I do. But it makes me feel confident, and it makes me feel comfortable. I always find that when I go out and I'm in sweats, I don't feel comfortable about myself. And so, and, I used to get comments like, oh, whatever I did, I always felt like I was getting comments, and I just had to turn it off, because if I'm confident and it makes me feel good and I feel refreshed and I feel more motivated, then who gives a shit about what people are saying? So
Exactly.
To me, I was comfortable and I was motivated and I was ready. So,
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good one. Well, this has been so fun, guys.
Yes, I had fun. Thanks for inviting me.
Thanks for hanging out with us for Girls Night.
Yes.
Find out what we'll be talking about on our next Girls Night on Instagram at Girl Same the Podcast, or at Brittinie Christine on TikTok. And let me know what you think. I've been getting a lot of like personal stories and stuff sent in from people, and I just really love it. Like, it really makes it feel like we're connecting as like a girl group. So I really love that. So I hope people keep sending stuff in. And I feel like I just need to end it every time with this, because I just feel like it's so fitting. But just a reminder that nobody really has their shit together like we like to believe.
Nope.
Just throwing that out there.
Listen, you could be the next one to get ditched with a muffin. Okay?
Right?
Let me just say.
It could be you.
It could be you. Okay? Nobody has it together.
All right. Come hang out with us every other Monday. Bye.
Girl, same.